Hello Eagles Nation, Vincent Foast here, and welcome to a Week 16 Eagles Chat. But before we get into this Eagles Chat, make sure you subscribe to the Eagles Chat YouTube channel, as well with liking this Eagles Chat video. And if you want to see daily updates on your birds, make sure to check out our Instagram, @ChatEagles, where you also can see updates on when we'll be posting Eagles Chats. And you can also see the Eagles Chat play the game. You can check that out on our Instagram feed. But let's get into this Week 16 Eagles Chat. So we all know the Eagles went up against their big-time division rival, the New York Giants, and won. Final score, 33-25 Birds. So the Eagles finally put an end to their losing streak. It wasn't a complete win, but hey, at this rate, Eagles fans are just happy to see the Eagles back on the winning side of things once again. But let's get into this week's injury update. Now, good news. No big-time injuries came out of yesterday's game, but we will continue to monitor injuries that have happened earlier in the season. Injuries like Avonte Maddox, Landon Dickerson, etc. We will continue to monitor those injuries as the week goes on, and any updates on those injuries will not hesitate to keep you guys updated on the Eagles Chat Instagram story. But let's get into a topic that a lot of people are discussing right now in the Delaware Valley, and that is the sideline. What is wrong and what is going on with the Philadelphia Eagles sideline right now? And as some of you probably noticed, if not most of you probably noticed this, that there are many bad exchanges between the players and Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni yesterday. And right now, I tell you what, I see a very scattered team right now. And there's definitely something wrong behind the closed doors in the Philadelphia Eagles locker room, as the mentality on this team is not great. You look at the body language of players and coaches, whether as well with the big-time veteran players being Jason Kelce, or with the players that have only been here for a few or a couple seasons, being Devontae Smith, who voiced his frustration with the Philadelphia Eagles yesterday. The media caught up with him for a post-game conference, and he clearly said, "I do not like the way the Philadelphia Eagles are heading right now." And when it gets to the point where players are really starting to voice their frustration to the media, you know something is definitely wrong. And right now, I see a team that is very scattered. It does not look like the coaching staff has control over this team at all. A team is meant to be together, and right now I do not see that from the Philadelphia Eagles. I see it from a few players that had that dog mentality, but I do not see it from the whole team. And a team is a team. If the whole team is not feeling that dog mentality, the team is not going to go places. And right now I see a very scattered team with a coaching staff that really doesn't seem to have too much to say about it, or doesn't seem like they can really do too much about it right now, which is very unfortunate for a coaching staff. But so we move in to the offense. We're going to start off with our contributors. And our first contributor is Devontae Smith, who didn't have too bad of a game. 4 receptions for 79 yards. He had 1 touchdown, and he also surpassed 1,000 yards for the second season in a row. So congratulations to Devontae Smith. He deserves it. He's been a clutch receiver for the Eagles ever since he came here. But speaking of clutch receivers, next guy we have is Mr. A.J. Brown, who also did not have a bad game. He had 6 receptions for 80 yards. He didn't have a touchdown, but was a big reason why the Eagles got into the red zone as much as they did yesterday. A.J. Brown came in clutch when necessary and was very strong on the football. And another guy, feels like we haven't talked about him in a long time. It feels like the Eagles haven't used him in a while, and it doesn't feel like it. It's true. The Eagles have not used DeAndre Swift that much in these past games, but he definitely got used yesterday. DeAndre Swift having 20 carries for 92 yards. He had 1 touchdown, and a guy that I cannot forget, he is becoming more and more of a fan favorite as we speak, and that is Mr. Britton Covey, who had one hell of a game yesterday. Britton Covey had 3 returns for 66 yards. So this guy, I've said it before, he has speed, and he definitely showed it yesterday. They blocked well for Covey, and he definitely showed his speed on that 1 return. It looked like he was not going to be brought down. So it is very good to see Covey progress more and more as the games go on. I still can't wait and hopefully see it soon of Britton Covey to go from end zone to end zone, or from, to take it all the way, as they usually say. It'd be so nice to see Covey do that, and folks, I definitely think it is coming very soon. He has the speed for it, and I definitely think, folks, you're going to see it soon from Mr. Britton Covey. But let's go on to the defensive part of the Eagles Chat. It's very hard to judge the defense. Did they have a good game yesterday? I wouldn't say it was a great game by the Eagles defense, but a part I have to give kudos to is the Eagles' defensive line. They played pretty well, and they did their job when necessary yesterday. Now, some other players I also have to highlight in the linebacker column is Mr. Haason Reddick and Mr. Shaquille Leonard, who also came in clutch when necessary as well. So the defensive line, linebackers, they did pretty well, but a situation in the defense that I know is coming up a lot is the secondary. Now, I understand the secondary is hurt. Now, right now, Avonte Maddox is on FP right now, meaning full participation. Those of you that have seen my Eagles Chat Instagram story during this past week, you have seen on the injury update that Maddox has now been elevated to full participation in practice, and his window was open. His practice window was open. So the sooner they can get Avonte Maddox back, the better, especially for the secondary and the cornerback situation that they have now. It'd be so nice to get Avonte Maddox back. Darius Slay, as you all know, was also out this week. He was having surgery. Hopefully he can be back sooner than later as well. They needed him big time as well yesterday. But right now, seeing the performance the defense did yesterday against a struggling New York Giants offense, which, like I said in the beginning of this Eagles chat, doesn't even have a starting quarterback right now. All they have, they had Tommy DeVito, but he was taken out in the first half. So right now, the Eagles defense to be struggling against an offense like that, does it bring in some concern? It absolutely does bring in some concern right now as the way they performed against a struggling New York Giants team. But hopefully with the return of some of guys like Avonte Maddox, and hopefully they get Darius Slay back soon, that will be a very positive thing for this Eagles defense. But now moving on to Mr. Jalen Hurts, and Mr. Jalen Hurts himself. Let's go over his stats. Yesterday, Jalen Hurts had 24 out of 38 for his passing. He passed for 301 yards, had one touchdown. Now, he did have an interception. On that interception, it was to Dallas Goedert, but he ended up falling down. The throw wasn't the best either, and the Giants took that back for a long way. But Hurts, he didn't have a bad game yesterday. I noticed he was getting the ball out of the pocket a lot faster, which is something that he needs to do. A lot smoother game for Jalen Hurts than it was these past games. I would say a lot smoother game for the whole team than it was these past 3 games. But Jalen Hurts did not play that bad. But hey, let's still go over his running game stats. He had 8 carries for 34 yards, and he also had 1 touchdown. And that being said, that is an all-time NFL record. He broke the record for the most rushing touchdowns in a season. So yes, congratulations to Jalen Hurts. I mean, hey, we saw how much he deadlifted in college, and is definitely showing right now. The strength of Jalen Hurts is definitely showing in the NFL right now. Congratulations to Jalen Hurts. Hopefully there are many more records that he can break. Hopefully many more to come as his career continues. But that's all I really got to say for this Week 16 Eagles chat. And here you go, folks. Next week, the Eagles play the Arizona Cardinals at home in Philadelphia, Sunday, December 31st, 1 o'clock p.m. I feel like I have not said that in a while. The Eagles have not had a 1 o'clock game. Feels like forever. But yes, the Eagles will be playing at 1 o'clock, like I said, December 31st on Sunday. So very good to hopefully see the Eagles win there and win the next game as well. Remember, the Eagles have to win out if they're going to take the division. Hopefully the Birds can be the first team, since the Eagles actually did it last, be the first team to win the NFC East back-to-back. That has not happened since I was alive. I know that's kind of crazy to say. That has not happened since I have been alive. So hopefully the Eagles can get the job done. That's all I really got to say for this Week 16 Eagles chat. The Eagles were finally able to get the job done, finally able to end their losing streak. And hey, the Eagles were able to get back on the winning ways against their big-time division rival, the New York Giants. All I really got to say for this Week 16 Eagles chat, folks, and as I always say, go Birds.